My father handed the company to my golden boy brother at his 60th birthday. So I quit overnight and built a rival empire. That crushed them. I sat at the back of the ballroom, watching my father raise a crystal glass. It was his 60th birthday gala. 300 guests leaned in as he placed a hand on my younger brother's shoulder. Leo is the future of Sterling Global, my father announced, his voice booming with pride. He has the vision. He has the fire. Starting tomorrow, he is CEO. The room erupted in applause. I sat there frozen. I was the one who had pulled the company out of the 2022 recession. I was the one who spent 80 hours a week in the trenches, while Leo was finding himself on a yacht in Ibiza. I looked at my father. He wouldn't even meet my eyes. When the crowd dispersed, I cornered him in the lounge. I've been COO for 5 years, Dad. I doubled our margins. You promised me that seat. He took a slow sip of his scotch. You're a workhorse, Elias. A great soldier, but Leo has charisma. He's a leader. Don't be bitter. It's a bad look. Leo walked over, grinning, smelling like expensive cologne and unearned ego. Don't worry, big brother. He smirked, patting my arm. I'll keep a spot for you in the basement. I might need someone to fix the spreadsheets. I didn't yell. I didn't make a scene. I just felt a cold, sharp click in my chest. You're right, I said quietly. Good luck, Leo. I went straight to my office. I didn't pack personal photos. I didn't leave a note. I sent one BCC'd email to the 3 biggest clients who only signed with us because they trusted me. Then I deleted my access codes, wiped my personal server, and walked out. I quit at 11:30 p.m. By 8 a.m. the next morning, I had registered a new entity, Zenith Partners. The first 6 months were hell. I lived on black coffee and spite. I didn't steal Sterling's trade secrets. I didn't need to. I just knew their weaknesses because I was the one who had been hiding them for years. Leo was a disaster. He started rebranding. He fired the veteran logistics team to hire his frat brothers. He spent $5 million on a culture retreat. While their main shipping contract was expiring, I was waiting in the shadows. I swooped in and signed that shipping contract under Zenith. Then I took their head of R&D, then their top 3 sales leads. They didn't see me coming because they thought I was home sulking. 14 months later, Sterling Global stock was in a free fall. They were hemorrhaging cash and their biggest creditors were circling like sharks. My phone rang. It was my father. I let it go to voicemail. He called 12 times in 1 hour. Finally, I picked up. Elias, his voice was shaking. Gone was the titan of industry. He sounded like an old man. We need to talk, Leo. He made some mistakes. The board is panicking. We need you to come back and stabilize things. I leaned back in my leather chair, looking out at the city skyline from my new office. I'm busy, Dad. Elias, please. We're facing bankruptcy. I'll make you co-CEO. We can fix this as a family. I'm not a soldier anymore, Dad, I said, my voice like ice. And I don't work for Leo. I hung up. 2 weeks later, the news broke. Sterling Global was being acquired in a hostile takeover to avoid total liquidation. The buyer was an anonymous holding company. The closing meeting was held in Sterling's old boardroom. My father and Leo were sitting on one side, looking haggard. Leo looked like he'd been crying. The doors opened. I walked in alone. The silence was deafening. My father stood up, his face turning a ghostly shade of gray. Elias, what are you doing here? I sat down at the head of the table, the seat he had given to Leo. I'm the majority shareholder of the holding company, I said, sliding the paperwork across the table. I just bought Sterling Global for 20 cents on the dollar. Leo turned red. You snake! You planned this. You're supposed to be family. I looked at him, then at my father. Family is a business of loyalty. You broke the contract first. I turned to my assistant. Clear out Leo's office by noon. Change the locks on the building. And tell my father his retirement package has been revoked for gross negligence. My father looked at me, his eyes pleading. Elias, I'm your father. You can't do this to me. I stood up and straightened my suit jacket. You told me I was a great soldier, Dad. You were right. I walked toward the door, stopping just before I left. But you forgot one thing. Every soldier eventually learns how to win a war. I walked out without looking back. I didn't feel guilty. I didn't feel sad. I felt nothing but the cold, sweet weight of justice. The golden boy was broke. The king was dethroned. And the empire? It finally belonged to the man who actually built it.